Hi, my name is Brian Smallwood. I'm the head coach for the boys and girls tennis teams, the varsity teams at Hawken. And today we are going to be going over the advanced backhand lesson. In our lessons prior, I just want to do a quick review. We talked about the grip sets, and just real quick, most of you know this, but I just want to check that box. At the end of a grip, there's an octagon, the racket's facing straight up. This is top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Those are the bevels. The bevels connect with the panels that go up the handle. So this is 1, then 2, then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then there are half marks. And the half marks are the ridges between the panels. We talked about the forehand the last time, where our knuckle was on 3.5, and our left hand was on the throat. And that's where we're going to start our backhand work at. The first thing that happens on a backhand is that the left hand will slide down on the handle, and this knuckle will go to 7. One big advanced mistake that a lot of people make with this is they go down and they get too far on this, where the racket face is too closed when they go to hit their backhand. What we want to make sure is that this knuckle actually slides down on 7 and switches it to 2. So the grip set for a backhand, 2 and 7. 2 and 7. And a lot of people, when you play matches specifically at a higher level, their backhands are weaker, and the reason that they're weaker is they don't do this. They go from their forehand to their backhand, and you'll see how unnatural this looks. So if you ever play anyone and you see this, I would attack their backhand, okay? But there needs to be a grip switch. We're gonna turn sideways, and again, every single stroke has 3 phases. There's a preparation phase, a hitting phase, and a follow-through or finish phase. So we change the grip, we go back, the racket's back into a preparation phase, the racket head drops down at the knees, it comes through and you make contact at our hips, and then we follow through all the way up over our shoulder. Now, that's just a little review. What we did in our intermediate lesson is we also added spin with the left hand rolling over the ball from 6 to 12, making the ball go end over end, which is called topspin. So what we're going to do is, just as a refresher, if you're just tuning in to a backhand, I have a helper here today. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Anjali Jawa. I'm a rising freshman at Hawken, and I play on the girls' tennis team.
Okay, great. So Anjali is going to show us some backhands, and after that we're going to go over 2 main things. One is the footwork for a backhand, and then also the flights for a backhand on how high you want to be hitting backhands. Okay, here we go. More. Okay, great, awesome. Good job, Anjali. Backhands look great. Yeah, awesome. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to kind of break down the footwork for a backhand. And if you'll recall from our forehands, there were 3 stances. There was the open stance, the closed stance, and the squared stance. And for a backhand, for a 2-handed backhand, what we're going to do is we're going to turn sideways and make that turn. And when you make that turn, you are already naturally in an open stance. When you go out to set up for a ball, regardless of what backhand you're hitting, you will stop with the left foot. That's the landing leg, that's the loading leg. And then from here, you can make a decision. You can go open stance on your backhand. You can go squared stance where the legs are going straight, or you can go closed stance, which we're going to come back to in a second. So the first one is going to be open stance, and this would help you with actually hitting the ball cross court. So we're going to go out, load left leg, and then there's no step at all. So we're going to load from left to right. Okay, here we go. So Anjali, show me a couple of those. Okay. There we go. Here it is. One more. There it is. One more. Good. Awesome. Well done. Good job. Yeah. Okay. And then now we're going to go squared stance, which helps you with hitting the ball down the line or straight ahead. So what Anjali will do here, she's going to go out, she's going to load, and then she's going to step straight ahead and step into the direction that she wants to hit the ball. Go ahead, try it out. Nice. Okay, awesome. Now, like I said, we were going to come back to this one, and this is called a closed stance. And two-handed players naturally hit their two-handed backhand with closed stance. It feels good to do it that way because our body's closed up with both arms. So when we go out, a lot of players step across, and that's fine. You can do that. And you can go in any direction you want to go. However, if you're going cross-court and not down the line, what we want to try to do is use a recovery step around this. So when we step in, we make contact. And then this back leg recovers you and counterbalances you when you go to strike your backhand. Then you push back to the middle. So what Anjali's going to do, she's going to go out, she's going to step across, strike her backhand, pull it out, and come back to the center. Okay? Here we go. Ready? Yep, great. And then back to the center. Yep, back to the center. Yep, one more. That was really good. Great, awesome. Okay, good job. I forgot to give you the high five the last time. Yeah. So basically, those are the three stances. You've got open, squared, and closed. The good thing about the backhand is you can hit closed on pretty much everything, but you want to make sure that that back leg rolls around and counterbalances you. Because what you don't want is to get crossed up with your legs and to hit the ball like a pretzel. Okay? Now, the last thing I want to cover here with backhands, is we did this on the forehand too, is we talked about flights and how high we're hitting the ball. So for ground strokes, which is where you're at right now, you want a lifting motion that lifts the ball from 4 to 6 feet above the level of the net. In order to do that, you can use whatever stance you want, Anjali, but what we want is we want an angular motion where the ball goes up and rainbows up and then comes back down, so that when it lands on the other side, it penetrates into the court and compromises the other player, specifically if you're going cross-court over their two-handed backhand. So we're going to see that right here. A high flight backhand. Yep. Nice, perfect. Nice, one more. Awesome, good job, okay? And so, to close this, we're gonna have a grand finale, Anjali. We're gonna go off your forehand and your backhand, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna use the stances you wanna use to try to accent the direction you wanna go, but you're also going to try to see if you can go 4 to 6 feet above the level of the net over our yellow rope. So you can make yellow ropes. They're very easy to make. You can use PVC tubing. I actually have 2 paint roller extension poles that I tied ropes around. Not that expensive. You go out, and if you're an advanced player, you can certainly work on your flights. That's what these are called. And flights are super important because a lot of players hit very straight and very linear. They hit hard, but that's all they do. And it's amazing what happens if you can actually hit up high and penetrate and make that ball kick up into their face. And then it's a whole different world for them. So we're going to try that. We're going to alternate up both sides, random, trying to go over the rope. Yep. Anjali doesn't hit the ball over the yellow rope. She's hitting the ball over. So what that means is she's in her mind, she's lifted how high she has to hit the ball, which is awesome. Okay? Big high five. Well done. Yeah. Hey, thanks for joining us for the advanced backhand. We'll see you next time for the volley. Bye-bye.